This is Fighting for What's Right with personal injury attorney Barry Doyle. So Barry, you wrote a report, How Much Is My Case Worth? What's the answer?
Well, the short answer is a case is worth whatever a jury ultimately decides the case is worth. If a case goes to trial, a jury gets to decide how much is going to be awarded in damages. Now, that assumes that a case actually goes to trial, and most people would like to resolve their case somewhere short of having that happen.
That makes sense. I would think most people would want to settle their case short of going to trial.
Right. In fact, many cases are even resolved without suit ever being filed. And then, even when suit is actually filed, the statistics say that somewhere between 95 and 97% of all cases get resolved somewhere short of going to trial. So when people ask that question, how much is my case worth, they're really asking, what's the fair settlement value?
Okay, so what's the answer?
The first thing you need to know is that there aren't any standard settlements for any type of injury or any type of accident. And evaluating a case for settlement is really a pretty detailed process and really brings to bear all the skills and experience I have as a personal injury lawyer. And if you have a lawyer who's going to give you a quote over the phone that your case is worth X, one of two things is happening. Either they're doing a sales job on you or they don't know what they're talking about. Neither one of these are good for you, and you ought to run as fast as your legs will carry you in the other direction. The other thing that you need to think about before you answer that question is the question of insurance.
Okay, so why is insurance important?
Well, the policy limits for the insurance policy, as a practical matter, really are a cap as to how much compensation you can get for any type of accident you were in. So the thing you have to keep in mind is that if you want money in excess of the policy limits, the insurance company isn't going to pay that voluntarily. So you would need to either have somebody who would voluntarily contribute their own money to a settlement, which almost never ever happens, or you have to go to the extent of actually putting the case into suit, doing all the pretrial discovery work, and then actually trying the case and trying to collect that, and then hoping when you get to the end of that string of events that the person's not going to declare bankruptcy. So trying to get money in excess of the policy limits is really a difficult venture. It almost never happens. So that policy limits becomes a cap as to how much you can really get in the way of compensation for any type of accident or injury.
This has been Fighting for What's Right with personal injury attorney Barry Doyle. Feel free to check us out on Facebook at Fighting for What's Right.